this was the scene earlier this afternoon at about 5:30 p.m. That's the J. Ross Robertson Cup, and it's made its way here to Plymouth, Michigan, inside the Compuware Sports Arena, where one of these two teams will walk away tonight hoisting this magnificent trophy over their head as you're about to witness Game 7 of the OHL Championship Series right here on Media One.
Whalers opened up the championship series with game number 1, a 5-4 victory in overtime at the Molson Center. Randy Fitzgerald scored the game-winning goal 59 seconds into the extra session. But then coming back 3 days later at the Compuware Sports Arena, the Barrie Colts exact some revenge and down the Whalers 4-3. The Whalers fell behind 4-1 in the third period before scoring 2 late goals to cut the lead to 1. But the next night the Whalers come from behind, down the Barrie Colts 5-3 here at the CSA. The Colts respond again 2 nights later, doubling up the Whalers 6-3 at the Barrie Molson Center. The most important game of the series so far was game number 5. The Whalers won that 3-1 here at the Compuware Sports Arena, and that set up game number 6. The Plymouth Whalers had a chance to clinch the OHL championship, but failed to do so, mainly because of this man, Brian Finley. He made 26 saves in the game, and Mike Jefferson scored the only goal that the Barrie Colts would need. At the 6:13 mark of the first period, that made it 1-0 for the Colts. The Whalers came right back, though. Jamie Lalonde in tight on Brian Finley. He makes an outstanding stop. Speaking about outstanding goaltending, how about Rob Zepp robbing Mike Christian in tight with a glove save. But the Barrie Colts break the Whalers back at the 7:05 mark of period number 3. Michael Henrik's first goal of the series makes it 2-0 for the Colts. They go on to defeat the Plymouth Whalers by a final score of 3-0 Sunday afternoon at the BMC. And that is why we are here tonight for Game 7 of the OHL Championship Series, Eric. What were the Colts doing so very well that prevented the Whalers from getting any goals on Sunday afternoon?
I think they held up really well. Didn't really allow us to come with any speed or any momentum into the zone. And anytime you can slow a team up at the blue line and restrict your forecheckers from gaining speed, it's going to affect your offensive production.
Well, when we spoke about the keys to the series through our first 3 telecasts during this championship series, we talked about forechecking, we talked about disciplined play, we talked about special teams and goaltending. Folks, throw it out the window. Those need not apply here. This is Game 7. One game winner takes all. Throw all the sports cliches that you like into the pot. Pick one out. Tonight, there are only 3 keys, and they apply to both teams. 1, execution. Whoever executes the best will win tonight, whether that be a transition game or by trapping. Goaltending. Whoever gets the better goaltending will win tonight. Not much. That's a no-brainer right there. And finally, special teams. If either team can score on the power play or get a shorthanded goal, they will have a very good shot at winning tonight's game. Tomas Kirka and Justin Williams head the list for the Plymouth Whalers. The key players for tonight's game brought to you by the Whale Watchers. More than just fans. Kirka, if he's going to have a breakout game, tonight's the night to have it. And Andre Robichaud has been outstanding in the 3 games since coming back from an ACL injury. Michael Henrik scored twice for the Barrie Colts, his first 2 goals of the series on Sunday afternoon in the 3-0 whitewashing of Plymouth. Sheldon Keefe, 1 goal so far in this series. If he gets hot, he could be the difference tonight. Eric Reed, hometown boy here in Plymouth, playing for the visiting Barrie Colts. You know he's got friends and family here in the building, wants to put on a good show. Brian Finley and Rob Zepp, we've mentioned it throughout the playoffs, 2 of the top goaltenders in the Ontario Hockey League as well as in the world of hockey.
Oh, it's a madhouse here at the CSA right now, John. And as Jeff just mentioned, hot sticks are going to be very important for the Whalers tonight on the ice.
And here are the hot sticks versus the Barrie Colts this season, or in this postseason. Randy Fitzgerald, 7 points. Gouldy with 6. And Justin Williams with 5. Sean Fisher also up there. All veterans at the top of the pack for the Plymouth Whalers. For the Barrie Colts, very similar situation. Mike Jefferson, the leading point getter, 4 assists in game number 4 at the BMC. That puts him atop. It's going to be a great one, and here are the Whalers starters this evening. Jared Newman and Libor Ustranal will be your starting defensemen. Chris Bernarski will be the starting center. Randy Fitzgerald and Eric Gouldy up front. And, of course, the man between the pipes who needs to stand tall, the man of the hour, Rob Zepp.
John, we got the officials, of course, in charge of the activities on the ice tonight.
The referee is a 20-year veteran of the OHL, Phil Prisniak. The linesmen this evening are Steve Miller and Steve Barton. No doubt there's no room in the CSA tonight for Steve Miller and his orchestra. Peter DeBoer, the OHL Coach of the Year, one victory away from returning to the Memorial Cup. He was there as a player in 1988 with the Windsor Compuware Spitfires and as an assistant coach under Paul Maurice in 1995. Sitting in this evening for Bill Stewart, who still cannot enter the United States, is Bud Stefanski. He will be rolling out the lines for the Barrie Colts tonight here at the CSA as we get set for arguably the biggest sporting event in Plymouth Township history.
And right off the bat is coming right up. The opening draw controlled by the Colts here on the near side. Taken away right at neutral ice and thrown into the Barrie zone. Finley lets it go around for Cation. There to meet him is Fitzgerald, but he brought it back here to the near boards. Jefferson after it now. Jefferson behind the net. Cation now gets run into the opposite boards, and out to neutral ice it comes. And it's going to dribble all the way into the Plymouth zone for our first icing call coming up as it's touched up by Libor Ustinov, who took a wicked hit as he touched the puck.
Sheldon Keefe takes him hard into the boards as Ustrinal touches the disc. Libor Ustrinal going back to touch. And here's the hit. Make that Jefferson, not Keefe, pardon me, who went in and hit Libor Ustrinal. And back in game number 4 at the Molson Center in Barrie, he called 19 power plays, 12 of them in the first period. And of course, that coming after the shenanigans of game number 3 here at the CSA.
And the Whalers try to move it up ice there, right out front. Couldn't get the stick on that one. Henrik, good opportunity there, but unable to capitalize. Here comes Williams. Williams in over the line. Stick handles his way through, tries to get the shot, and Finley poked it away at the last second. The Whalers are going to bring it out this time. Right wing. Comes Williams. Quick shot. Handcuffed. The netminder Finley had to hang on to it. Took a second, third look before he finally gets the whistle. Rob's taking a look at Blaine down. Waiting for this puck. There's a big race for it. Zepp has to come back and cover it with Keith coming in to get there first. Shot comes off the stick of Branham, continues in the zone. Cation picks it up now defensively for Barrie. Cation bobbed a little bit, takes a heavy hit, comes out in front. Fitzgerald just missed the pass. And that has been one of their strengths all season long on the penalty kill. Looking for a big one here, and a save made off the stick of Henrik. Looks for the hard clearing pass up to the line. Again, not out, right into the zone. Kept in, Christian skating in, a backhander, they score! Sheldon Keefe.
There's the clearing attempt up the boards. It's kept in by Robinson. The Whalers are caught going the other way. Jefferson gets it down low to Sheldon Keefe, left all alone because Newman was the man that pushed the puck up the boards. Sean Fisher was up on the right side, and that opened up the lane down low. Nobody sees. Everybody is assuming at this point in time the puck is getting out. Stephen Weiss up there. So is Newman trapped up the left side. Fisher comes up, commits himself to the middle of the ice, and Sheldon Keefe has an open lane and just waits for Rob Zepp to go down.
To far side himself, clears it up through center ice. It's loose, right in front of the Barrie Colts bench, picking up. The Whalers have to touch up, get onside. McBride trapped inside the line. He was taken down, and we're going to get a call coming up against the Barrie Colts.
Here's the penalty on Mike Christian. It's interference. He's holding up Bobby McBride. Now the puck is in the neutral zone. Watch McBride trying to get back. There's the hold on the jersey. And down goes McBride. This is the Whalers' second power play of the game, 0 for 1 so far. Mike Christian sits down.
See if the Whalers can win this one and set up the power play. Damian Sturman sees up a diving, scores!
Power play goal for the Plymouth Whalers. Not sure if it was tipped in front, but that brings this crowd to its feet at the CSA. Right off the draw. Watch Eric Gouldy on the left side drive towards the net. There's the face-off. Gouldy goes towards the net. As he circles around, he's going towards Reitz. There's your screen. Reitz and Gouldy are right in the middle, and Finley had no idea where that puck was. Great face-off by the Plymouth Whalers. Stephen Weiss gets it back to Damian Surma. Doesn't get tipped in front of the net. Eric Gouldy to the goal, and Damian Surma has tied the game for the Whalers on the power play.
Races into the corner on Power, who rides him out of the play into the corner. Up on the right side on Kava. Moving it over the line with a shot. Big save kicked out of there by Zepp. The first period, we're tied at 1. Sean Fisher, good speed working the left side this time with Nistis.
Wide open hockey ever since the Whalers tied it up. Damian Sturmas, nice of the postseason helpers going to Justin Williams and Stephen Weiss.
Go, John.
Great job. Watch how Nate Kaiser comes back here. There's the original shot. Kaiser comes in and just stick checks his man Tim Verbeek who is out at center ice. Jared Newman having a solid first period for the Plymouth Whalers. May receive some consideration for the Wayne Gretzky 99 trophy, emblematic of the OHL's top player in the postseason.
Here's down, finding Henrik on side. Henrik on Robichaud. Robichaud riding him into the corner all the way. Trying to dig it out once again. Henrik, along with Schmidtke. Now it's loose on boards. The Whalers chase it down in deep. Kirka with Branham there. Now for Weiss. Milan stick handling in behind the net, taken out of the play by Power. Dribbles right out in front. And 52 or 5:22 to go here. 1-1 the score. Great work by Damian Sturma.
The Whalers battling hard along the boards in the offensive zone. Stephen Weiss comes up with it. Out to Jamie Lalonde. Can't find the handle, but it's because of the aggressive forecheck that Lalonde is able to get it to the front of the goal. Stephen Weiss tries to kick it ahead to himself, but Blaine Downs seal him off.
Great. Run into by Sturma.
Second year line of Nistis, Williams, and Sturma. Damian Sturma hammers Eric Reitz from Plymouth. Tries to put him on a Beck Road, a road that he's probably familiar with. Once again, all the bigwigs in the building here this evening. Not only do you have a ton of NHL scouts in the administration of the Ontario Hockey League, but you also have the Whalers ownership, the Colts ownership, the chairman of the board of the Ontario Hockey League, Jim Rooney, the owner of the Guelph Storm. What a seventh game will do. Brings out all the celebs.
Oh boy.
There is Mike Vellucci on the right side, Paul Maurice, Dee Demeter in the middle of your screen, Pete Carmanis on the left side, and Barry Smith of the Detroit Red Wings as well in the owner's box tonight.
And get the whistle. Less than a minute to go here in a wild first period.
And coming up in our first intermission, Jeff Albanese will sit down and speak with associate coach Steve Spott. We also have a player profile on Jared Newman, the Midas Trivia question. And here's Eric Reitz. He goes after Eric Gouldy, and Gouldy appears he may have got his fist up into the face of Eric Reitz, or maybe the butt of the stick, as he cross-checked him.
There's Lalonde again. Now Weiss goes after it. Fisher with a shot. Save made the rebound. Kirka just missed a second opportunity. Forward thrown over on an open right wing at the buzzer, signifying the end of a very exciting first period, both ends of the ring.
Sheldon Keefe gets a goal, and at the end of the period gets punched by Randy Fitzgerald. Damian Sturma, the response for the Plymouth Whalers, both goals on the power play. And through 20 minutes of play here in the seventh and deciding game of the Ontario Hockey League season, it's Barrie and Plymouth tied at 1.
Our first intermission coming up for you. Make sure you stay tuned for that as Media One sports coverage of Plymouth Whalers hockey continues.